last episode we talked about that you should have made the right choices so that you're in a position today so that you can get us another crib somewhere else outside of the US, for instance. We talked about that. But this viewer says, well, for those of us who only recently found Doug and are not in a position to flee the country, how might people in our position best prepare? He says, keep in mind, we have older parents and children to care for. We live in Kansas where most people away from the cities are pretty normal.
You're probably in one of the best places you can be. I guess the answer is get to know your neighbors and hope they're neighbors that share the same values and think the way you do. That's a good plan B.
Yeah. I'd say the thing I'd do is just try to be as disconnected as possible from centralized systems. So there's more insulation between you and the world. If you look at all the people in Europe that are dealing with these incredibly high energy prices now, if they had their own energy production on hand, if they had a solar system or something like that, if they had something, then they wouldn't be squeezed in the way, which it's these pressure points where the state can kind of force you into actions you wouldn't otherwise choose on your own. Just like people who made the choice to keep their job, they wanted to keep a job, then to get vaccinated. They didn't really want to do it, but they had to keep a job because they were dependent upon the job. So any dependency on these systems can become areas where you can get squeezed suddenly and unexpectedly and can sort of upend your whole world almost overnight. That's what we see in Europe right now.
Yeah, and if you can avoid it, you don't want to be in a city.
That's for sure.
Being in a city is great in good times when things are getting better, but other times I don't think it's in fact, it's a very bad idea. If you're out in the country, you ought to have a few months supply of food because there's no guarantee that food is going to magically appear on the shelves of the Safeway. Just do that and get your own power supply and so forth. I mean, I hope I'm dead wrong and we go into blooms again.
I do too.
We can't discount those friendly aliens landing on the roof of the White House and kissing everything and making it better. Maybe it'll happen.
Yes. I mean, I hope so. I really do.
Yeah, kind of a long shot, bet, but
yeah, it'd be a big one.